Hey guys, a bit of a different video here. Decided I wanted to show some cards I still have of some players that at one time or another were considered big time prospects, but they never quite panned out. The good thing is I didn't pay a lot for most of these, because pretty much what happened with most of these guys is they either got injured at some point or got called up briefly and didn't produce and got sent back down. So as their cards cooled off a bit back then, I tried to capitalize and picked up some of these in hopes that they were gonna eventually become what they were supposed to, but none of them did, hence why they're all in this video. But I think it's gonna be some fun to look through some of these and remember them and think about what they could have been. Might be a long video, might split this into multiple parts. We'll see how it goes. So let's get started. So first we have Kyle Blanks, who was a big power hitting prospect with the Padres. And when I say big, I mean he was like tall and heavy, 6'6", 270. He was supposed to be like Aaron Judge before Aaron Judge. But yeah, I remember a time when some of those Bowman autographs were like easily 40 to 50 bucks a piece, if not more. Again, thankfully I didn't pay that much for them. I remember there was a year where he had like a big wrist injury in the minors and he had to miss the entire season, so that was when I picked up a lot of his cards cheap. Again, I was hoping that he would come back and he'd eventually become the superstar that everyone thought he was going to be, but it just never happened. As is the case with a lot of the big, tall power hitters, he just struck out way too much and just never hit enough to justify all of those strikeouts, and also was not a very good defensive player, which obviously was a problem in the National League where he was playing because there was no DH. And actually a couple of years ago he was in the Texas Rangers organization, and I thought that was going to be a good spot for him, but I think he just kept having injuries, and when he did get some opportunities, didn't really do much with them. And I honestly have no idea if he's even in baseball anymore. I probably should have looked that up before making this video, but either way, he definitely will never live up to the hype and the huge expectations that people had for him back then. And so now moving on to the next guy, Carlos Peguero. And he's actually very similar to the first player I showed. Another big power hitter. Only difference is the first guy, Kyle Blanks, was a right-handed hitter. This guy was a big left-handed hitter. He was also about 6'5", 250. But very similar story as well, in that when he got his opportunities, didn't really make the most of them. But again, I didn't pay a lot for any of these. I remember his cards were hot briefly, but they cooled off pretty quick. I don't remember if it was because he had an injury or if people just gave up on him quick, but the prices of them dropped at some point, so I picked a few of them up. I think I got a few of those at some card show bargain bins. And again, much like with the first guy, I bought low hoping that he'd come up and make an impact. And I remember the year that Seattle traded Ichiro to the Yankees. The rumor was that it was going to open up a right field spot in Seattle for this guy. And I think he actually did get a brief opportunity in right field for them, but again, didn't do much with it. Another one of those big, tall guys with a ton of power, but also a ton of strikeouts, and also wasn't great defensively. So, like I said, him and Kyle Blanks were very similar. And this guy, Peguero, he bounced around a few teams, and last I heard he was playing in Japan, but I have no idea if he's playing well over there or not. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next guy, similar to the previous two in that he was a power hitting prospect, but this guy was a bit more athletic. He was a shortstop. He eventually moved to third base. But yeah, his name was Brandon Wood, and he was drafted by the Angels. And so those first two Bowman Chrome cards I pulled from boxes back in, well, the first one I pulled back in 03. And that was when Beckett was still a thing, so I remember looking up in Beckett, and that card was booking around $40 at the time. And I remember reading about him and finding out that he was one of the top prospects in all of baseball at that time. So I held on to it, and about a year later was when I bought another box of that Bowman Chrome product. I think I was chasing Robinson Cano and Chien-Ming Wang rookie cards out of that product, and I ended up pulling another Brandon Wood autograph. So I guess I kind of took that as a sign that maybe I should start collecting that guy, but he didn't have a lot of cards at that time. It wasn't like now where guys have like 15 to 20 rookie and prospect cards in 1 year. But a few years later, he started popping up in a few more products. There you see in 06 Chrome, I believe, and at the end there, I think that's 06 or 07 Bowman Sterling. So yeah, whenever I would find his autos cheap, I would pick them up. He was kind of semi-popular because he had like one big 40 home run season in the minors, so the people that knew about that thought he was gonna be a star. And I remember he got called up and hit some really long home runs, a couple of them against the Yankees, so I was pretty much sold on him. He had a lot of power, but again, same old story, too many strikeouts to go along with a few injuries, and as it turns out, just never lived up to his full potential. Getting close to wrapping this up, I'll just show a few more cards of some of these guys. Here's a Kyle Blanks Allen and Ginter bat relic. Here's a triple signature with Kyle Blanks up top there. Here's some more Brandon Wood stuff. Brandon Wood had some pretty cool cards. Nice heritage there. But yeah, I like a lot of these cards, even though I know they aren't really worth anything. Nice Bowman's Best blue. That one's numbered to 99. Always used to like these, the SP Authentic Letterman autographs. That's numbered to 75. A lot of different products have done that Letterman stuff, but I feel like Upper Deck always did it the best. And these last two are probably my favorite too. This one from Upper Deck Black, numbered to 99. And this set here I always loved, 2007 Upper Deck Exquisite, numbered to 150. The only problem with this set was the rookie class wasn't that great, so even though the cards looked real nice, the autograph checklist wasn't all that great. But yeah, I'm sure some of you might be wondering why I've even held on to some of these. But again, first of all, like I said, they're just cool looking cards. And again, I didn't spend much on most of these, so I didn't lose too much money on them. So it isn't like looking through these brings back bad memories or anything. Quite the opposite. I enjoy the memories of looking through this stuff. So I'd rather just keep them for those memories instead of trying to sell them and getting like $1 or $2 for each card. But yeah, last I heard of Brandon Wood, he was managing in the minors somewhere. I'm not sure if he still is. But anyway, I'm going to end this right here. Maybe I'll make another video for another little stack of failed prospects I have here. I guess we'll see how this goes. Just wanted to show something a bit different. I know Big D for life and a few others have been wanting to see something kind of outside of the norm, so I thought this might be some fun stuff to look through. Maybe some of you remember some of those players, or maybe you have no idea who any of these guys are, but either way, I hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys next time.